My mother loves talking to people. That is when she is the happiest. Through my teenage and college years, I felt that my mother never understood me. I at times would seek solitude and would not want to talk to her. However, no matter what I did to make her go away, she would continue talking to me as if nothing had happened. Talking is when she is the happiest. Being around people is a happy place. My mother's acquaintances from 30 years ago find her exactly how they remembered her: jovial, cheerful, vivacious. My mother taught me this lesson firsthand. It's never about how long you have known somebody, it's about how well. But wait, I cannot keep referring to her as my mother. In 1971, Manju met her best friend Bubbly when they were in the second grade. One of the many stories Manju fondly reminisces took place when both of them were in the 11th grade. The school was taking the girls on an NCC tour, and Manju really wanted to go. However, her parents would not pay for the trip. While the school would cover most of the expenses, students were expected to pay a sum of 75 rupees in addition to that. A couple of days before the tour was supposed to start, a classmate fell sick and Bubbly wrote Manju's name as a replacement. Manju was excited but also doubtful because she did not have 75 rupees. Bubbly came to her rescue and paid the fee. Manju wanted to pay Bubbly back immediately, but arranging 75 rupees was a Herculean task for her. Asking her parents was out of the question, so she did something she wouldn't have done otherwise. Their school had a deposit system called Sanchayika. It was a saving scheme for school children run by children themselves, for which every month students would deposit 5 to 10 rupees in addition to the school fees. Manju made the decision to take 75 rupees out of the deposit and paid Bubbly back. In her joint family, she had always seen people fighting over money, and she decided to choose friendship over financial security. She taught me the invaluable lesson of gratitude. Manju managed to find friends wherever she went. She always finds an excuse to talk to people and believes in maintaining the relationships she has collected over the years. Facebook managed to bring many of her old friendships closer to her. She regularly calls people up to laugh about the old memories and to discuss the trivialities of life. She can talk about the most boring things with quite an excitement. The way her face lights up when she talks to people is heartfelt. Equally heartfelt is when she talks about people. However, recently I realized that she never talked to anybody about her miseries and problems. It was much later that I could see beneath her ever smiling face. I have never seen her complain or be frustrated or be angry. I always saw my mother caring for others and being cheerful. I never realized that Manju would never tell me that she too feels alone, scared, and sad. I refused to talk to my mother when she would try to talk to me about the mundane things during my teenage and college years. I chose my solitude over her solace. I never realized that it was the conversation that mattered and not the content. I never realized that a pointless conversation with her son might be the most meaningful thing in her life. I never realized that talking to people was the only way she knew how to confront her emotions. While I could always see my mother, I failed to take notice of Manju. For a long time, I felt that my mother never understood me. Now that I look back, it was I who never understood her.